Hi everyone, happy Monday. I hope you're doing well. Carrie Severson here, the Soulful Storyteller. I am being joined by my Sister Summit event co-host, Romina here in a second. We're going to chat about our upcoming 3-day experience, the Sister Summit event, May 18th to the 20th. We're going to talk about, hi Carrie, hope you're well. We're going to talk about heart help and sisterhoods and what we're ready to experience. So earlier this morning, Romina and I were on the phone kind of helping one another get clear on our goals for the week and figure out where do we want to put our energy, and some really interesting questions came in. So while I wait for Romina, I'm going to ask you this question. It's Monday, new week, new energy, new goals. So what do you feel in your heart you're ready to experience? In my storytelling group, the Soulful Storyteller, we've been talking a lot about this idea of being worthy and worth. And I think a lot of times as women, we associate the idea of worth and worthiness to what we're paid and how we're treated. As I came out of the nonprofit sector and started a storytelling business for women around the world, I decided to change the idea of worth and worthiness by reframing the question. And so I now ask myself what I believe I'm created to experience. And that has been a game changer for me. And I try to bring that same sort of story shift perspective with my clients. So ask yourself for the week what you feel you're ready to receive in your heart. And let us know in the comments below. Meanwhile, I am going to share this in my group, the Soulful Storyteller. If you're writing stories and you're interested in, you're looking for help getting published when it comes to book writing or essay writing or even creating speech, you're more than welcome to join the Soulful Storyteller or join me. Message me there. So the Sister Summit event is happening May 18th to the 20th. And we are really excited. We have women from all over the United States and Canada joining us at the Wigwam, which is on the west side of Phoenix. We're going to be looking at ceilings that we are holding ourselves under, changing our perspective on, again, what we are willing to experience, changing perspectives on money. Our co-host Jennifer McFarlane is a money mindset coach, and she's coming in from Canada. And she's got some fantastic exercises for you. Romina works with helping people shift their energy, and she's going to be working with people to really help them tap into their intuition and teach them on how to expand their intuition, and so they're able to be of more support to themselves as well as their communities. And then I come in with a story shift perspective and really looking at how you can change your story mindset from being in the trenches and the depths, hey Karen, of what you're experiencing to really shifting into a higher level, changing the story. What would you love to experience? And then kind of working towards that goal. It's what I do in my business every day, and it's a lot of fun. So in the event that, Romina is popping on right now. So Karen, I know that you're on, and I know that you're in my group, the Soulful Storyteller. Ask you the question, what is your heart ready to receive this week? Or what is your heart ready to experience this week? I'm sorry. I shifted the question from receive to experience. And in doing that, there was something profound that happened to my energy and what was showing up in my life. It was very cool. And I see Romina. Coming on, or trying to at least. I'm going to put the link to the Soulful Storyteller in the description. Hey, Romina. Here she is. 1 second. It says adding Romina. Honey, if you're not vertical or you're not horizontal, Romina, it says that you just declined the invite. Yeah, honey. All right, well, technical difficulties. I'll try this one more time and then we might not be able to do this, but I hope so. Oh, good. It's connecting.
There
Hi.
we are. You did it. Hi.
Oh my gosh.
That was hilarious. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my. Yeah, so I was saying that earlier today we were talking about heart help and reframing questions around what we want to receive versus what we want to experience, and the shift in energy that took place just in that sort of flip.
Yeah.
And asking women what they believe their heart is ready to experience this week is really what we wanted to share that today on the live while we talk about Sister Summit, and encouraging women to support themselves and invest in themselves, because so oftentimes it's a hard thing to do, right?
Oh, absolutely. So we were talking about heart help today, and sometimes we get into positions where things are cloudy, or we can't make a decision, or things just feel like they're happening to you instead of for you.
Right.
And with the laws of attraction and all the different philosophies out there, a lot of times they say, well, it's all on you. And Carrie and I were talking about this as an experienced holistic life coach and healer. There's something that we've learned to do, and that is people are ready to hear things when they're ready to hear things. But when we meet and reach our clients and the people we're working with, our soul sisters and brothers, from a place where they are, we can always find the connection point in the heart. So we go to the heart for heart help.
Right.
And so we can do anything we want. We can do mindset work. We can do energy work. We can, read a book. We can do all kinds of things. But if we don't involve that space that is necessary to make the actual transition, then we only go halfway or 3/4 of the way, and then things repeat themselves a lot faster. So heart help is about stepping into the space of what your heart is asking you today. What do you need? What do you want today? And a lot of us are taught not to be selfish. And so tapping in with your heart allows you to get into what your desires are without being selfish, because the heart doesn't know to be selfish. The ego does. The ego gets jealous, or the ego says, I want, and creates the never-ending want syndrome. But the heart knows what fulfillment and satisfaction feels like. So we were tapping into the heart, and I'm going to be doing a series of lives and things with Carrie off and on this week, all about heart help and how you can tap into that higher heart, because it's connected to your soul, your consciousness. And anyway, so that was a little
Yeah, I love it. And it has, when you talk about like storytelling from my audience and what I do, and how energy work or meditation or self-love and that self-help aspect, how it plays a role in each other is tapping in and really feeling what it is your heart is wanting or craving or ready to experience. Gives us the opportunity to shift our perspective, shift our story, pull a story out that we've been ready to share, and look at it almost like a puzzle, right? And you kind of pull the puzzle pieces apart, and you figure out what pieces are meant for you personally, what pieces are meant for the public, what pieces don't fit anymore, what ones need to change, which ones need to be replaced. They mold well together. And everything does start with the heart and moving forward this idea of what is your heart ready to experience is a great refresher and reminder that it's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to invest in yourself. It's smart to support yourself so that you can move forward and support everybody else.
Yeah, it's very true. And when you talk about the puzzle pieces, that can be overwhelming. It can be confusing because most of us, by the time we're ready to start exploring who we are, we've already experienced a good bit of life. So we have our traumas and our dramas and our desires and our dreams and our hopes and then what's happened, which is life in between. So there's so much there. The heart can guide so well, and that's a powerful place. And a lot of people at some point want to do coaching or they want to do therapy or they want a structure to follow or coursework. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's where the investing in yourself piece comes from. And there's so much out there. You need to follow your heart on what works best for you. Let's talk a little bit about what heart feels like, what it feels like to connect, and when you know you're getting truth from that space.
Okay.
And you also said too that when you start from that space or include the heart, it kind of shifts the energy. And we're talking about shifts from a core level. When we shift the mindset, we're actually not starting from the inside out. We're starting from a space in between the physical world and the emotional world. And when you start at the heart, it actually starts from the inside and creates the outer
Change.
trajectory, which goes through the mind, body, soul part of it all. So,
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah, when we want to connect to the heart and we want to use the heart for guidance, if you haven't done it before, either Carrie or I are available for sessions where you can really get in and tap into that and learn more about that. But most of the people here, we know about the heart center. And so the heart center is the higher space. So connecting with that, it's really important to be in your body first.
Right.
It's really important to step into your body, like ground yourself really deeply.
Meditate.
Um,
Imagine
yep,
like roots
meditate.
coming out of your feet and feeling really good. Hey, Rachel, roots coming out of your feet, being able to feel different sensations in your body. So oftentimes when we go into meditation, at least it's really easy to allow your mind to just sort of pop off and wander and go. But the idea of being in your body and feeling the sensation for this kind of work to shift the internal dialogue first and the internal feeling is important.
Yeah. It also calms down the ego and calms down the chatter in the mind, which makes a huge difference as well.
For sure.
And makes whatever you're trying to do that's spiritual or meditation in a way much more effective. So ground yourself, center yourself first. And sometimes, there's a lot of different ways to do that. So center yourself, however you do that. And then sit for a couple minutes in that quiet space in your body and be in your body. And again, when we go off here, there's so much psychic stuff out there, so much in the collective that happens, other people's thoughts, other people's, things where some of us are more susceptible to
Drama.
that. So we want to be here, yeah, we want to be in our own energy, in our own frequency. So when we do that and you get centered, there's usually a feeling of calmness. There's usually a feeling of relief. Most of us don't realize how often we operate on a level of stress, whether it's conscious or subconscious. So what you're looking for to know you're grounded and to know you're centered is a feeling of peace or a feeling of relief or a feeling of, oh, this is good. Life
It,
feels good. And how do you feel it, Carrie?
it's like I can breathe. I actually like will physically sigh. I'm able to to feel my body just sort of, it's not it is like a relaxing, like something just sort of fell away and I will physically sigh when I'm connected to my body. And then I'm able to start to feel like, the aches and the pains and the adjustments of like sitting straight and kind of shake it off. And so when I'm meditating and trying to get into my body, I do move around a lot. And I kind of just go with, and that honestly, from a physical perspective, is your blood flow. Like you're able to actually like
The
feel it,
oxygen, the
right?
blood, the
Right.
of
And so
life,
when I'm
right?
connected to my body and I'm starting to move, I know that I'm in that space because I'm physically able to. I'm so free and I'm so present that I'm allowing my body to do what it should naturally do.
Yes, and there's an alignment with the spine that naturally happens when you're
Right.
centered in your body. A lot of times you'll feel like you're leaning back and like all the tension's dropping. And sometimes yawns. Sometimes you get the yawns when you're preparing your self to do energetic work. Sometimes you just yawn or have a parasympathetic response, like Carrie was talking about.
I
So then
laugh
once you're
a
centered,
lot or cry.
oh, that's good. Release those emotions. Let them
Right,
go.
right,
So you get centered, and once you're centered, you're in a good space. And then you want to bring your awareness up into the middle of your chest, wherever your heart is. So there's the outer heart, which is the green part that everyone talks about. It's a chakra or an energy system. And in the middle of that is the higher heart. And you can connect to either or. They're both great guides. But there's a pink center in the middle of the green. So you'll notice if you're right smack in the middle, you'll feel like a draw. And if you're working with the outer heart, which is the green part, which relates to physical world and emotional world things, this world things, you'll feel it's more of an expansive connection through the entire being of your chest. Either way is fine. You'll be guided. And so what you do is you kind of bring in whatever the perspective is or what you're looking for to bounce it off the heart. Say, what do I need today, right? What is it I need today?
right.
Or
Mm-hmm.
I'm overwhelmed and I can't make a decision. What does my heart say? A
Right,
lot of times we think we have to have a dialogue in our head. We need to cut the dialogue out of our head and actually go into the feeling space first and then let any dialogue come out. Because otherwise it can be tainted by the ego part of us, the lower part of us. And we're looking to step beyond the physical and into the spiritual part of our own being, our own soul self, to connect with that. So
earlier today,
hey, Julie.
to kind of help me get into my heart, new energy, new week, where do I want to put my focus? I asked myself, and I posted this in my group, the Soulful Storyteller, I asked myself, what lights me up? How can I deliver my light to the world in a way that feels good? What step is necessary to take today to deliver that? And then who do I have to connect with or work with or partner up with in order to do this? And so when I meditated and I felt connected, I was listening to a podcast, actually, Tracy Goody's podcast, which is really good. And things have started coming to me. So what lights me up? Sisterhood, friendship, connection, meditation, writing, sharing, supporting clients, love, health, cooking. I just started like going down the list here. And that really helps me. I'm so connected to words that the words spark an emotion that I'm able to feel in my body. So I do my best to connect, to consistently bridge the two, because my world is storytelling, but yet I'm spiritual. And so I'm consistently working with energy. How can I deliver light to the world today in a way that feels awesome? Staying open and uncovering new opportunities, doing a live with you, writing an e-blast or a blog, offering a new program. I'm going to start working with women to soulfully write books in a mastermind. And so offering that to a couple women. Who do I have to work with, or what step do I have to take this week? And it really just sort of came to me easily, where it's like, consistently stay connected this week, do this work often. So oftentimes we ask ourselves, what is it, our heart wants, or what is it we want to experience? What step do I have to take? And then we'll like sit in meditation for 5 minutes, hear something, go off and do it. And then the next day do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, the work that we do as leaders in order to get us to another level isn't what got us to this level. And so we're consistently being asked to expand everything about ourselves, right? And that is also in the investment that we make in ourselves. And that is in the time that we put in our growth, right? It's not a quick thing in order to get us from here to here. And that's where I'm at right now in my life and my business. We should plateau. And it's beyond an expansion for me. It's in a new level. I'm not going like this, I'm going like this. So
Right, and expand to that new level of potential is it's new territory, and whenever we go into new territory, it's a little bit tough. And I hear this question a lot: how can I visualize, feel, see, or create something that I've never done, or go to a place I've never been? And that's a big one
That's
because
what,
you have to feel.
yeah. And that's what we're doing at the summit. So to bring it back to
Yeah.
like the Sister Summit event, May 18th to the 20th, like this is the work that we're going to be delivering. This is the work that we're going to be leading women through. We have 5 rooms available. We have a couple of women looking for roommates. So if you're interested and you don't want to do an all-inclusive, which at this point, moving forward from here on out, an all-inclusive, getting your own room is $17.97. If you'd rather room with somebody, we have that ticket available as well. And then we have a price where it's only the workshop and your meals. If you prefer to go off and get a room somewhere else, you're more than welcome to do that too. But this is the type of stuff that we'll be diving into and walking you through. And it is refreshing and surprising, and it brings in so much clarity, a new level of confidence, security, stability.
Yeah, for sure. Creativity. It opens up so much. Wherever we're missing something in our lives, where we seem to be repeating old patterns, it's time to break free from those. It's time to really move forward. And instead of, there's a million ways to do it, whether you invest your own time, whether you invest in workshops, or with coaching, or counseling, whatever. It's important to get support. It's super important, because if you try to do it alone and be the Lone Ranger, it's going to take you 10 times longer and be that much more frustrating. Because I know I tried it for years. I was the do-it-yourself queen. I still fully believe in that. But there are times to do it yourself, and there are times when you really want to and should step into collaborative and get some support. I remember my first investment in coaching. I was terrified to spend the money. I was so terrified. I signed up and I thought, oh my God, what did I just do? What did I just do? Oh my God, I can't do this. And it's like, you know what? You're going to do this, because I felt it. And I remember the feeling, the pull in my heart. I felt it. And I knew that I wanted that. And I still have to work through this. I'm the one who will put everyone else's needs first, and then I have to, oh yeah, that's right. I got to take care of myself too. But this was the best investment I've ever made, and one of the best. And it was in a coaching program, and it was a high-end coaching program, and it changed my life. It changed the trajectory of my work. It changed everything. It changed the way I showed up. And I broke through so many barriers. I was able to break through my wealth ceiling. I was able to break through fear that I had held, and I was able to hold myself accountable in a loving way, and to be able to see how to continue to be the CEO of my mind instead of letting myself spin out. So that was a huge thing. And we'll be working on a lot of that stuff at the Sister Summit too, because we've been there, we know.
Yeah. My first retreat as an entrepreneur, well, I mean, I go to a lot of events in Phoenix, but my first, this is a 3-day experience. So my first 3-day experience was probably a writing retreat in Philadelphia, and went by myself, didn't know a soul, met a bunch of friends, got to pitch slam, which is where you stand up in front of 1,000 people and you just start pitching. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh my God.
Intense.
That sounds scary.
And then I did it again the next year. Once you go to one of these kind of, you're outside your box, you're totally, you feel uncomfortable doing it because it is new. You don't know what to expect, but that's honestly where the comfort lies, right? Change lies on outside our comfort zone. And so I love them. I've gone to probably 4 or 5 over the last handful of years. I've gone to one in Vegas, one in Dallas, one in Philly, one in California. I've plenty of them in Phoenix, but I get to stay in my own house. So, but every time I go, something shifts for me. And I'm so excited to be able to walk women through these exercises that we're developing around ceilings and intuition and trusting yourself and changing your story perspective. And it will honestly be fantastic. So if you're interested, we have rooms available. We have tickets available. We have several different ticket levels you can check out at sistersummitevents.com. Our co-host Jennifer McFarland is coming in from Canada.
Yay!
Yeah, and many other women are as well. So we do hope that you join us. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, ask me, or post them below, and we'll jump on a call and answer any questions that you have.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on today. And for everybody out there, don't forget, include your heart. This is Heart Help Day for us, a Heart Help Week. We're all stepping into a new week, and it's really a good thing to do. So check in with your heart, see what's right for you for this week, where it needs to go. Help yourself get centered, and enjoy your week. And we will probably see you again later this week for another topic and another subject. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Bye.
All right, bye.